Welcome to Peaking to Success, the podcast that delves deep into our guest success stories, the highs, the lows, the lessons learned, and if there's any exciting future plans lined up. Talking about future plans, Peaking into Success is proudly supported by Peak Wills and Estate Planning. We're here to support you with any future planning. Long gone are the times of solicitors in suits and ties and dark rooms and outdated practices. We are proud to offer a fresh and dynamic approach to the stuffy old world of wills, changing the way we talk about what happens when we die. But that's enough talk about death on a podcast introduction. It's time to pass you over to Peeking into Success host, Mr. Adam Kahn. Whose success are we peeking into this episode, Adam?
Thanks, Sam. Today we've got two lads that have started up some charity football matches with influencers in aid of Andy's Man's Club, which is a charity for men that if they need to speak about anything that's on their mind, they can do so in a safe and private environment. Kieran and Luke are both passionate about the charity and have created this social media influencer football match, which went so successfully this year. They've upped the ante for 2024.
Want to know what's happening within Derby's black community? Or perhaps you have a story of your own to share? Then look no further than Majatu, your one-stop source for local African and Caribbean news. With our digital news platform and quarterly print magazine, keep up to date on all of the latest in arts, entertainment, food, sports, and more. Find us online at mojatu.com.
Right, hi guys. How are we today?
All good. Invited onto the podcast, mate. But let's talk about whatever we've got planned.
Perfect. So I've got two people with me. I've got Luke and Kieran. So do you want to explain why you're on today and what you're kind of promoting?
Originally, it was my event, and I did a lot of the work. But I felt like I needed someone who I could trust and someone who was just a great lad and someone who would add a lot to the event. So Kieran did my designs last year and he absolutely smashed it. So I made a decision to get him as my co-organiser this time, and already there's been such a bigger jump in everything. It's got so much more better. I just want to credit to you as well, Kieran.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah. Like Luke says, last year I did like loads of the graphic design, sort of social media side of the event, which went really well. I think we got some really good numbers on a few different posts, and it ultimately ended up being a decent sized event for our first one. But like Luke says, I think with the announcements we've already done, Angry Ginge and Bazinga at the moment, I think you can tell we've upped the levels massively. We're just looking to become one of the biggest charity events in the UK, to be honest.
So, of course, all the event, the previous one and this one, is being done for the same charity. So, Do either of you have kind of a link to the charity or have done work for the charity previously to have chosen Andy's Man Club to kind of raise awareness of and raise money for?
You can go first this time, Kieran.
Personally, I don't. It's a men's mental health charity. So they do loads of good work to do with that. It's not a specific charity I've ever had like any sort of involvement with. But obviously, it's a great cause and it's something that I also feel really strongly about. So it's a no-brainer to want to get involved. Really,
Yeah, so when I had the idea to do a charity match, it was the first charity I wanted to do it for. On my TikTok, when I used to post more regularly, I would do a lot of videos on mental health, and then when I started doing it again, just trying to be like, to teach men that it's okay to feel sad, that I suffer mental health terribly, but doing this event helped me a lot, and knowing that raising awareness for this charity, it's an honour really to be able to promote Andy's Man Club, because what they do is so special.
No, I respect, you speaking so openly about yourself and why you're driven to kind of raise some money for it. If anyone didn't know what Andy's Man Club is, how would you explain it briefly of what the charity does and what the money that you two raise through these events at the charity matches does for the charity?
So we don't know what to do with the money personally. Obviously, we just give them the money and they fund it for whatever. As I say, every bit of money, every penny goes to Andy's Man Club. Everything, ticket sales, the GoFundMe page, everything goes to them. Andy's Man Club it's basically just a safe space for men to go and talk to. Because the stigma, that men can't cry, men have to be strong. Men's mental health isn't looked after, and it isn't. Obviously, we had Paddy the Baddy. He came out of that speech, sort of helped the cause a little bit more. But basically, it's a safe space for men to talk, really. They have, group sessions where there's a ball being passed around, and if you get the ball, you can talk, you can express your feelings. You don't want to, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can pass the ball on. I just think it's such a killer mental health. It kills so many people. So, as I say, it's an honour to raise money for them.
Perfect. I mean, I think you've summed it up perfectly. A lot of people, especially older people, overlook it and kind of, we're very blessed in a way to be in a kind of generation that actually cares for our kind of mental health and kind of what's going on in the inside with us as well as the outside. So you having kind of this alliance to this charity and raising funds for them is massive, and people should speak up and should have that safe space to talk about it. I mean, I know a lot of people, and especially in certain lines of work, feel like they can't talk up. So having that place where, as you've said, they can go, they can kick a ball around, and when they get the ball, they can talk if they want to, gives people that outlet in different ways. And I mean, you doing what you're doing is a massive achievement, and the people that, of course, we're going to talk about that you've had on previously in your event, as well as now the upcoming announcements and who you've announced already. You're doing massive things, and you're kind of raising a load of money and awareness for the charity. So, of course, the first match happened last year. So, how did the planning, the preparation go for that, as well as kind of the event as a whole?
Last year, well, this year even was good. It was very good. We raised a good amount of money, which is ultimately the thing we're trying to do, and that's always going to be the goal. So we completed that in that aspect. But for me, it was the sort of first ever charity match I've ever been involved in. Never done anything like this. Never organised anything like this before. So it was a real learning on how things are prepared, how things are organised. And it's been really, really fun just, doing things and preparing things and talking to these influencers and things like that. There's definitely a large amount of hurdles to play. Me and Luke have encountered plenty of them. I wouldn't change it for the world. I think we've done really, really well for our first event, and like I say, I think the second one, I think with what we've learned already and what we now know, I think we can up the levels even more.
So we originally, it was supposed to do it a year prior in Farley, and that was we had to postpone it because I wasn't really prepared at all. No. I was very naive going into what actually goes into charity matches. I was very naive to think about that, and I've learned from that. But as I say, a lot does go behind the scenes. It isn't just a Sunday league match, where you just turn up. You have to go through so many hurdles, and it's, to touch wood, so far we're doing really well, progressing a lot faster than we thought we would, to be honest. Yeah. But we can announce some of those things soon. But it's It's a lot of work, a lot of mental draining, and especially when people drop out as well. Like, in the last week, I think there were about 5 dropouts, and I was so mentally drained. They're all for legit reasons. You know, it wasn't that people couldn't be arsed. Like 3 injuries randomly out of nowhere. And yeah, recovering from that, you know, it was quite hard to but we managed to get the players in, so in the end it wasn't too bad.
And I think it's really important to mention as well, like Luke just said, like how much time and effort and dedication has to go into these charity matches, because like, you know, what you just said, like the Farsley one in 2022, I think when we were meant to do like our initial first one, looking back on it, it was so underprepared, so just bad compared to what we actually did this year. You know, I think because it's not publicly shown, I think a lot of people don't understand that sort of side of it. You know, there's so many hours talking to people and trying to get things sorted, and then when things don't go right, you don't just give up. You keep trying for other things. And yeah, I think, you know, with the increased amount of charity matches, it feels like there's one every week at the moment. You know, I think it's important that people recognise that it's very hard work to put one on, and you know, credit to anyone that pulls off a successful one, really.
No, 100%. And I mean, I've done charity work in the past last year. I did quite a few events for blood cancer charity. So I mean, that's me doing it off my own back and doing things that I could do on my own. Whereas you're trying to organise yourself a venue, as well as potentially up to 30, would you say, other people?
Well, way more than that. So the style that we're doing it this year, last year was an 11v11 sort of game, but this year we've got 4 different teams involved, so it's going to be like a tournament style.
Nice.
The finals and then obviously a final. So yeah, we're looking at, in total, including like managers and all that, probably about 70 different creators coming together to raise. Yeah. So yeah, it's very hectic. There's a lot still to do, but you know, I think that we've come a long way in such a short amount of time here, preparing for the next one. That I think we're in a really good sort of place at the moment. Sort of looking for looking forward to the next year, to be honest.
And with the setup, of course, now you said there's 4 teams and kind of 2 kind of playoff games in the final. Is that all being played on the same day, or have you kind of... Yeah. And are they all 90-minute matches, or are you reducing the game time because of the 2 games?
We're looking at so there's going to be 4 games in total, 2 games, 2 semi-finals, a third place playoff, and a final. And we're looking to do potentially 25-minute halves.
Nice.
But have like a shorter break between games.
Okay.
So it doesn't drag out too much. I mean, everyone gets football. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do want that competitive element towards it, but at the end of the day, you know, you're not getting money out of it. You know, the players aren't. It's not like it's anything necessarily for them up to grabs. It's for making money for the charity. So we just want everyone to turn up, new players, and have a good day. Really, we don't really want the competitiveness to be too high. We just want everyone to come together for the cause.
Yeah, I think one of the big ones that we always look up to, I think everyone who creates sort of these events looks up to, is obviously the Sidemen match. And you know, like, it's very obvious that they don't want it to be taken too seriously. You know, you've got the likes of the Calder Dragons, XQCs in goal and things like that. It adds to it. It makes it more enjoyable. And yeah, I think it just helps you as an event. You know, if everyone's sort of very fun about it, you know what I mean? Because that's the idea of it. You know, it's football, it's a game, it's meant to be fun. And if you can raise money alongside that, then even better.
100%. And I mean, with the kind of raising money aspect, that kind of ties me nicely. What I'm going to ask next is, how are you raising funds? So of course, I assume that there'll be ticket sales, but what else behind the scenes do you do to generate more money for the charity?
Yeah, so we've got plenty of sponsorship packages. So we've thought long and hard about this, to be honest, for the last few months. how we can sort of raise funding for the event, because there is a lot of things to pay for. Some things that people might not even think about are like security. You have to pay for the actual ground itself. The kits are not cheap at all.
Referee.
It's a very, very long process of getting that all sorted. So we've got plenty of sponsorship packages. Luckily, we've got quite a lot of them filled already, which is massive for us. And we've got really, really interesting talks coming in the next few days, sort of regarding more things to do with that. So yeah, that's going to be a very, very interesting time for us. So yeah, there's like you say, ticket sales are a massive bit, but there's also your kit sponsors, individual player sponsors, people that sponsor the live stream that we're doing, people that sponsor the program that we're putting out. There's loads of things that go into it, and yeah, we want to help the people as well that are willing to put their money into it. So we've got, for example, one of the first people to get on board, he's now sponsored both Angry Ginger and Bazinga as a company called Man of the Match Football. I want to give a big shout out to them because they're one of the first that got involved, and they've really helped us so far. Yeah, they've come on board. They've sponsored our sort of trophy Man of the Match package.
Okay.
So that, yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting following the events, because that's where they'll get most of their coverage, I would have thought. So yeah, just people like that, people that are willing to put their money and their time in to help us. We want to give back, and also, provide them with eyes and potentially sales for their business and things like that.
No, 100%, and it shows with how you guys talk that you're aware of people's input and trying to give something back, which is nice because, of course, a lot of people don't understand the ins and outs, and how you've explained, people will just arrive at an event and be like, oh yeah, it was a good day out, whereas all the people that are putting together to help you create this event, it wouldn't happen if it wasn't for them. So no, fair play. And I mean, do you want to run through some of the options that you do have and like the pricing, so if people do listen and they are interested in sponsoring, even if it's a minimal amount, how they would do that and what they could get?
Yeah, so yeah, it's very, very much up in the air at the moment, to be honest with you, because like I say, we've got a few ongoing talks in the next couple of days, so we're not definitely on anything just yet, but we've definitely got plenty of individual player sponsors. I know no one else has been announced apart from Ginger and Bazinga just yet.
Yeah.
But it starts. What we're saying with these sponsors as well. Like we're saying for the player sponsor, for example, it's a minimum of £20 sort of input to that, which means sort of if you wanted to donate more, obviously that will help us increase production and ultimately make the event better.
Yeah.
So yeah, all our things are kind of like that. We've got places on the stream, sponsors still available, program sponsors still available, and yeah, if anyone is interested in any of that, drop us a DM on the Awareness for Andy's Man Club, any one of our social media pages, or drop us an email or whatever, and yeah, we can hopefully get you sorted. And yeah,
perfect. And I mean, what other ways can they donate to? Is there kind of a Just Giving page, or is there kind of another way of donating? Is there kind of fundraising events you're potentially doing before? Is there anything else how people can give to your kind of cause of the charity match and Awareness for Andy's Man's Club?
Yeah, there will be we did it last year and we raised quite a lot of money on it actually. There will be a GoFundMe page and we're looking to do a raffle this year as well. It's something we tried the previous one, we didn't really have enough time, or it was something that didn't really happen. But next year, yeah, we're going to put more organisation into the raffle, and we're going to try and give away like tickets as well. So more people come and watch, and just make it as enjoyable a day as possible, really.
Nice. I mean, how many people did attend last year, and what is kind of your max capacity of the venue?
To be fair, I can't actually remember an exact number we had last year. It was, I want to say around 200. Am I right? Yeah,
Okay.
around that, which is very, very good, to be fair, you know. But yeah, like I say, with this year, we're just looking to up everything. So we've moved venue from Ferriby, which is sort of whole way, to Ilkeston, which is Nottingham sort of way.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant facility. I've been there a number of times myself, and it's a great little place. So yeah, we're looking to get it sort of packed really. You know, we're hoping sort of 1,000-ish. That's a very, very, you know, ambitious push, but that's ideally what we want to get to. And I think with the names that we've got announced, I don't see why not. You know, we've got some brilliant content creators with millions of followers. So, you know, if they rally their fans to get down to Ilkeston, hopefully we can see numbers like that.
No, 100%. And I mean, you've said as well previously, if people can't get to Ilkeston Town to support in the flesh, you're also doing a live stream. So is that going up on YouTube, and can people donate through that as well? How is that kind of concept coming along?
Kieran.
So last year we did a live stream, so we're looking to do the exact same again, really. It's a good way for people to get involved, obviously, if you can't make it down to Nottingham for whatever reason. You know, we want to get people involved on the stream. It did quite well numbers-wise last year as well. So yeah, we're trying to just up, like I keep saying, we're just trying to up it, really. You know, we want to bring, you know, presenters and things, and a comedy team, and better production value as a whole. So yeah, there's going to be hopefully a really, really sick stream that people can tune in on. And then, you know, if people feel like they want to donate from watching at home, obviously we're open to that as well. Obviously we'll have just giving page, and then, you know, anything that anyone can give to that would obviously be massively appreciated.
Perfect. And I mean, what you kind of got cooking now, I feel like a lot of people are going to jump on and kind of support is, I mean, the people that you've already announced and the people that you had last time shows kind of the caliber of YouTuber or social influencer that you can get on. So hopefully they'll be interested in at least one of them players and come on and support you guys as well. Is that, do you both play in the games previously and this time?
Yeah.
Do you play on the same team or different?
I don't know how we're gonna work it this year, but we did manage to win last year. Potentially, some people were shouting for it to be rigged, but I don't know. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We haven't decided sort of any teams just yet. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how we end up. I don't think we've played in a couple of charity matches. I've never played against Luke, so you know, I might have to clatter him if he's on the opposite team.
What positions do you both play?
I'm more of an attacking player.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the opposite. I'm more of a fullback or a defensive midfielder.
Oh, nice. So it'll be a nice duel, hopefully, if you come against each other. I was going to kind of focus on kind of the highs and the defining moments of the kind of journey you've been on with these, well, the first one as well as preparing for the second one. So what do you think the biggest achievement for the events so far has been?
I think definitely get the interest off the scene. Yeah, I think that is, you know, it's one of the sidemen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty mental, and Ginger as well. You know, he's absolutely blown up massively of this year. Like he's such a nice guy as well. So I met him quite a few times. He played last year. Such a nice guy. I think it's attracting these sort of names when I'm on the happen. And actually, I think that's one of the big things is because there's so many charity matches out there now. There's so many. So to get these sort of names and for them to buy into our cause of men's mental health is brilliant. I think, yeah, getting the names down and to be honest, actually being able to be in a position to do this, I think is also a high, because, you know, just the privilege of being able to do this as well, like doing that match, you know, just being in this situation, I think is a privilege in itself.
100%.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think I wasn't as involved last year, I wouldn't say, but you know, I could see from Luke, as soon as the referee called that final whistle, like, it's just like you take a step back and realise everything's done now, everything's sorted, the game's been played, you know, everything that you've worked for months towards has sort of just come off. And I think after this event, it'll you know, hit even harder for us, really, because like I say, we put even more time and effort into this one. So I think just that feeling, that first point after the referee's blown his whistle, it's just gonna be 1,000 times sweeter.
And do you think with the second one, is that kind of another stepping stone for you to go bigger and better and evolve, or do you feel like this is your bigger and better and you'll be comfortable with the kind of duo with charity matches?
Yeah, I think potentially, like, it's very much, you know, up in the air. We've not even completed our second one yet, so it's very hard to say. So yeah, I think we just have to take it day by day and just see where we are. You know, if we want to go and do another one after we've done this one, if it goes all right, you know, we've got the connections, we've got the facilities to make that happen. You know, we know how to up it as well. We can get a bigger stadium, we can get more people involved or whatever. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, the conclusion after that, where we go, what we want to do. I'm definitely not opposed at the moment to having a third one. I think it'll be a really cool thing to you know, grow the brand and the awareness, I guess, of Andy's Man Club even more. So yeah, it'd be really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love, obviously, I'm not thinking about a third one too much at the moment, because obviously still in the process of this one. But yeah, no, I love to do it as long as you possibly can, really. Like, that's my aim, really, just to keep, so building Andy's Man Club as much as possible. And the main aim would be able to do it in a football league stadium. I think that would be like obviously, I custom, by the way, but it does not feel like a non-league ground at all. It really is very good. It's very good for its level, but like, I'm on about like the Championship or Prem. That's like maybe 2 or 3 down the line. Like, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be the dream.
That was the dream to do at West Ham, but you know, I don't know that, unfortunately. That'd be the dream.
You've got to try and do a Sidemen numbers and figures to try and get that one.
Well, I can't imagine what they go through to do that. Jesus Christ.
What do you think the defining moment is kind of on this journey for yourself? So is there kind of a moment, whether it be good or bad, that's kind of defined these events for you two?
I think personally, when we first initially had the idea, when Luke initially had the idea in 2022, to you know, go through with all this, and then we built all these connections with people, and we built this account, and we built these this brand in a way, and then for us to be let down by a ground and you know, really sort of impact the events, and then that date never ended up going ahead, and things like that. It's just all of these negatives, all these setbacks, and just the ability to get through them. You know, just to say, you know, we really do want to do this, and we want to put our mind to it, no matter what sort of comes our way, I guess. And yeah, to keep going, and then to make an event that was a million times better than we could have dreamed of when we first had the ideas. Yeah, I think that was a really defining moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, the first time doing it, it was so mentally draining. Like, because a lot of responses last year were through family businesses.
Okay.
So the budget wasn't like as good as it is this year, touch wood. So there'd be like grounds asking for so much money, and like, yeah, it was just a lot of getting like no's or it'd be this amount of money, X amount of money, not available on this date, and I had this like group of people waiting for something, and to keep telling them, I don't know yet. It was I nearly gave up. Can't lie. First time doing it, I thought, and then therapy just got in contact with them, and they were really good with it. Really, they kept the players safe. They were really, really nice people to work with. They were, there wasn't any like issues they really had building up to it. They were very cooperative with things. So I think my words would be, though, for anyone who wants to think about doing it, do not fall at the first hurdle, because if we did that after the first one, then we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Very true.
I think if a ground lets you down, or I think you think about how many grounds there are in England. Jesus, the amount of grounds I have to call, but there's so many grounds in England with stands. It doesn't necessarily mean how big the ground is. As long as you get that match done, and then that's the best thing you can do, really. I think.
No, 100%.
If you raise is it from £1 to 10 grand, you've still contributed something. That's what I think.
Definitely, I agree with that, and hopefully, this just with the kind of setback that you had of the 2022 one not going ahead, I feel that's made you guys more determined for these ones to be good and of a good quality. It's not like you go into your old school and kind of putting it on their field. You're actually trying to push for good quality and good names, and as well, a main point that you said, you're trying to keep the players safe at all times. Is of course with the added pressure that you've got of having high profile names, that's a big factor for you guys, and people overlook these things, especially people that aren't kind of in that world. So for you guys to kind of take all of that on board and in your stride is a massive props to both of you for what you're doing at the moment. So fair enough.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a massive learning curve that happened. I am glad that it happened, to be honest with you.
Right.
If we'd gone ahead with that 2022 one, it would have been a disaster waiting to happen, to be honest. So I think having that period of being down, but using that to come back and improve things like the social media and improve things like the ground that we've got and the connections that we made. I think it just resulted in a lot better for us, to be honest with you. And like I say, if anything, it's a benefit to us that it happened in that way.
100%, I agree. And I mean, you're getting more awareness now than what you were at the beginning. So kind of if the 2022 one happened, these others may not have. So there we are. Everything happens for a reason, and that's it. And you're smashing it now. I wanted to ask a question now, which I feel links with the charity. So of course, asking you both to give a piece of advice, maybe to your younger self when you were at a time where you were quite low or struggling, as well as other people, no matter how old they are, how your piece of advice may help them to maybe seek help through the charity, or maybe help them acknowledge that they can strive for greatness and it's not all dark and they don't have to go down a dark path of potentially suicide or something that could cause harm to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I've always said this about things like mental health. I think it's very hard for it's very hard for you to find out how you deal with it. You read things online about going for walks or taking yourself off social media, but it doesn't help for everyone. It's not a blanket statement. It's it's very much down to the individual how you deal with things like that. And yeah, you just need to work out what works for you, and don't feel put down if something doesn't work for you, because if talking to friends might work for someone, but it might not work for you. So yeah, it's difficult. You got to work that out. You got to keep going as well. You can't get disheartened with it. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. But I think that's my main thing really. Just having the determination to work out what works for you and keeping going sort of after that.
100%.
Yeah. Great words there, Kieran. I want to go a little bit deep into it because mental health awareness is what I strive for, and it's what I've tried to do ever since I downloaded TikTok. Really, mental health is it's just like having an anvil in your head that just makes you feel down and weighed down and unsociable and so trapped in your own mind, and it kills so many people. And even not having necessarily mental health, but having disability as well, something that makes you feel different, it's so hard to adapt to that when you don't have the right support. And I think anyone can do what they want to do. Say advice to younger self, I am 1,000,000% a completely different person that I am now than what I used to be. And I think if I told myself, someone told me then, they're doing work for a cause that means a lot to you, you know what I mean? You start doing stuff, something that means so much to you, you never believe it, you don't. And I think anyone could do whatever they want to do, generally. I think the most important thing when struggling with mental health, the first step is to realise what's going on. And then the second step is to talk to someone. It doesn't have to be someone you know. There's hotlines like Samaritans, just so many people, suicide awareness, people charities that you can just call, and they won't see, they won't judge you. There's so many people out there who can help you, and I know you can feel at the bottom of the world, the deepest part of the earth, and you feel like there's no way out the tunnel, but there is. I'm still trying to get out of my own tunnel. I'm still trying to get out of it. It's hard. It takes time. You don't just get over it overnight. And I think when you make that first step onto that long path, it's worth it in the end. And it's not worth taking your own life.
And I think it's important to highlight as well the people that don't suffer with mental health issues. I'm lucky myself. I've never really sort of dealt with anything long term like that. No, depressions or anxieties or things like that. I count myself extremely lucky with that. But we play a part. We play a part in being able to be an outlet to those people that do, whether that's talking to them or just doing things with them. And just educating yourself is a very, very important thing. What to do in these scenarios, how you sort of look for these people that are showing signs of having things like this. I think it's really important that everyone is involved, and just because you don't suffer doesn't mean that you don't have a part to play in helping people.
100%. And I mean, from what you guys have both said there, I'm hoping that at the end of your event, the second one, that you actually say a few words of, so for all the people that are going to come, why it's actually been put on it, how you two have kind of portrayed mental health and kind of the help, and kind of, especially with you, Luke, dealing with it in the tunnel scenario and how you've explained it. People need to hear that, and I feel like with the people you've got on the platform and the stage that you're putting on for yourselves, saying them words and kind of letting the people hear what you've got to say, could hopefully make a massive change. And I don't know if you've got plans to kind of do a speech at the kind of trophy presentation or anything, but if not, I feel like you should certainly consider it, because I was fully engaged with you, and I kind of were just staring as Luke's not got his camera on, so I was just staring at the speech things, like staring into your soul, like just taking every word in that you two said. So 100% that's something I feel that could move a lot of people and could put a massive stamp on why you guys are doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's actually not anything that we've sort of thought about. To be fair, I haven't anyway. Doing a speech like that or anything, but I mean, yeah, 100%. Like I think that's actually a really, really good idea and something that we can definitely influence. I think, you know, if we're impacting someone's life, whoever that might be, in a positive way, and you know they seek out help, or they know a bit more about it, or they talk to their friend that they think might be suffering, you know, as long as one single person that views the live stream or comes to the game or is involved in the game, as long as there's one person, that's job done, in my opinion. That's exactly the sort of thing that we're striving towards.
Yeah, I mean, depends how anxious I feel about doing that, but yeah, no, I'd love to. Yeah, I think along with the match, we are going to try and potentially do some sort of, not like a high level production, like a documentary, with some new creators playing, them speaking about mental health as well, because along with the match, we also do want to push a lot of mental health stuff a bit. Like we repost a lot of Mandy's mental things onto the stories, and I really want to do some work with some of the creators, just like speaking about their experiences and you know, because people who watch content creators, you know, they may not know what they're going through, and we don't know what people are going through either. So it'd be good to try and get some information from the creators themselves, like what they've got, if they feel comfortable to do so, obviously, to see if they can support the charity as well and give their own words. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it can quite easily get lost as well. Sort of the main goal or the cause.
Definitely.
As a viewer, maybe of these events, you know, you come down to the match and you see Angry Ginger, you see Bazinga, but you know, I think it's quite easy to forget what you're there for and what you're raising money for and what you're, you know, supporting really. And that's why, you know, like Luke said, we make a very, very conscious effort to repost things about mental health. That's why the charity Andy's Man Club is specifically in our event's title, because we want people to notice it and think about it and you know, not for it to leave their mind. We're at this event really.
100%. I think you guys are doing a good job for the charity and the awareness as a whole. So big props to you guys. Just to kind of finish off, I've got some kind of quick fire questions for you both. So
Sure.
they're just easy going, and you'll be able to answer all of them. And I don't have a doubt in my mind that you would. So my first one is dream stadium to kind of host this venue at. So I've already heard, of course, West Ham being mentioned, but if you've got any others, of course, share.
Oh, I tell you what, dream. If we're talking specifically like unrealistic scenario, let's get everyone a private jet. Let's fly them out to the Bernabeu. Let's kick off the stadium for a bit.
I mean, I'd enjoy the holiday, to be honest. So I'd be game for that.
Yeah, for me, it would actually be Upton Park. Actually, the old West Ham Stadium.
Yeah.
Like going there for the first time was, it was amazing. Obviously, I love London Stadium, Upton Park. Also, the Hull City Stadium, because I'm like from there. So also that, but the dream would be Upton Park. Obviously, I can't do that anymore. So.
Yeah, so I can't really give a realistic answer like that, because I support a non-league side, so our stadium is probably worse than the one we're actually going to be playing at. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
No, fair enough. My next question is, if you could take one thing from this event, so a piece of, let's say, football memorabilia, what would you be wanting to take from the event to kind of take home?
Oh, Luke, you go first. I need some time.
What do you mean? Something that's happened in the event?
Oh no, so a piece of memorabilia. So say for example, Bazinga scores the winning goal, and he goes, "Here you go, have my right boot," as kind of as a kind of memorabilia thing, or kind of a shirt signed by all the players, or something like that.
Yeah. I tell you what I do actually.
Jesus Christ.
But little spoiler, we're going to announce it now. For example, if Danny Aaron's were to ever play in our next match, God forbid, I would definitely take home his little Edgar Davids goggles that he wears, because those are drippy. Love them.
Nice.
I don't know. I actually really don't. Maybe like a photo of me and Bazinga doing the hammer sign, actually, because we're both Ham fans. I think maybe that. Yeah.
No, that's nice, and you could get him to sign the back or something, so you've always got it.
Yeah.
Nice. Who would you both liken yourself to? If you could liken yourself to any player in the game to describe yourself, who would you say? If you had to pick one player to liken yourself to.
I'd say Liverpool Raheem Sterling. One, because everyone like him, and two, I just can't score goals. I can dribble, got pace, but I'm just allergic to scoring goals. Like I went 2 years without scoring.
Have you seen, Luke? You've got a Dimitri Payet-esque free kick on you.
Yeah, I did score a free kick in the last event, but that was a fluke.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I'd go for. Like,
I'd say Cafu for you or Danny Alves.
Cafu, yeah. Yeah, maybe like Cafu when he was like 6 years old.
Nice. So my last question is going to be, if you could get one dream person that potentially is playing, we don't know at this point, but if you could put one person to play in your event, maybe in the future, who would you both pick?
Is it anyone at all?
Anyone at all? Anyone. It's just someone that you maybe like, or kind of an idol, or it can be someone that you personal role model to you. So you could even say something like your brother or anything, like whoever you'd feel the most proud to kind of play alongside or be starstruck by.
That's tough. Yeah, to be fair, like, I don't know. I don't really take much of a massive interest in like celebrity culture and things like that. So I don't really have any like famous role models or things like that. But I've never really had that. I don't know. Maybe like someone that I like musically or something. You know, I don't know who you go for. Maybe like Santander, for example. Like, I'm not a massive fan of him. I respect a lot of what he does. And I've heard he's a baller as well. So yeah, maybe getting him down, that would be very, very cool. But yeah, I'm not overly sure.
I'll do one content creator and one football. A content creator is Spencer FC.
Yeah.
Because I took loads and loads of inspiration from him. Like with #United, I've made my own Sunday League team. Like with me and my mates. Got that from #United, and Wembley Cup charity match. A lot of my inspirations I've done in life is for Spencer, and he's West Ham fan again. So, and in football, it's so boring, but it's just messy.
Noble, there we go.
No, it's well, not Noble, but Messi generally.
That's not fair enough. Yeah,
Messi's my favourite footballer of all time. I know that's so basic and boring, but yeah, I think I would just I don't think I'll be able to play properly. I'll share the pitch of the greatest footballer of all time. You know.
I want to clamp him though. He would be getting a 2-foot straight away.
Great questions there, by the way. Maybe I have to think.
Very, very good.
Oh no, thank you. I mean, 6-year-old Cafu will be Brexit tackling Messi any day, so it's all cool.
This is exactly it. This is what we were focusing for.
Just to kind of finish, do you want to tell people where they can find the event, the day, the time, as well as where people can find kind of your kind of social media presence?
Yeah, so 8th of June next year, all happening down at Ilkeston Town, which is sort of Nottingham way, sort of between Nottingham and Derby, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah, if anyone's from around that area, we've got plenty of social media pages, all Awareness for Andy Fan Club, they're all called that. So yeah, check us out. We'll be releasing sort of ticket info and things like that more so in the new year. So stay tuned, drop us a follow, and obviously you get to see loads of the creators that we're announcing throughout the rest of this month and December. But just drop us a follow and join the adventure, I suppose.
Yeah. It's all. We've got a Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram page. So we're covered on all the social medias. Donate if you can when the donation page is up. Probably next year around that time. There'll be when is this podcast got out? Sorry.
So it'll be the end of November. So a couple of weeks.
Oh, I've ruined Danny Aaron's for nothing then. That'll be fine.
So tomorrow we're announcing Hyde's Beards, and then next week will be Danny Aaron's, and then after that, might be Calder Dragon, maybe.
Who knows?
No, wicked. If not, you've just spoiled it all for fun, haven't you? So.
Well, this is it, yeah. But like I said earlier as well, sponsorships, if anyone's interested in that. We've got a whole post on our Instagram about it. It's one of the pinned ones, so it's the first thing you'll see as you come into the account. If anyone's interested in player sponsorships or anything like that, drop us a DM, drop us an email. We'll get you sorted.
Perfect. And I think the last thing to say is, of course, thank you for coming on and kind of sharing everything about the charity and yourselves and the event, because of course, hopefully, me being from Derby and you doing such a big event near kind of my hometown, it's kind of a pleasure and something that hopefully a lot of people that listen to and my mates and stuff will hopefully come and see you in Ilkeston and enjoy some football.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll have to definitely get you down. We'll make sure you're there. Thank you for giving us to talk about all this.
Definitely.
Massive amount.
No, 100%. Anytime, boys. I'm happy to help out your cause. So no, thank you. The pleasure's been all mine.
Top man.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Peeking into Success podcast. If you've enjoyed what you've listened to today and would like to listen to more, go and check out the previous episodes on our channels and make sure you follow the page as well to keep up to date with the new exciting episodes that we've got upcoming for the rest of the year.